Next up, at UFC 324, we have a couple of heavyweight prospects. We have Josh Hokit taking on Denzel Freeman. Josh Hokit, 7-0, undefeated in his career, coming off that knockout win in his UFC debut, taking on Denzel Freeman, 7-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 on a nice 3-fight win streak. Josh Hokit cuts a promo like nobody we've seen in a while. He got that win incredibly fast, grabbed that microphone, and went chael sunning on everybody. And that has just made him an even bigger prospect than he already was. He's a pretty storied guy. He has high-level athletic experience. He was in the NFL. He bounced around between a couple of teams. He was a very high-level wrestler that did very good things in that sport as well. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's athletic. And despite having power in his hands, he doesn't need it because he can wrestle if he wants to, but there is power in his hands, and we did see that in his last fight. He's got great hips, great speed. He can keep people on the ground if he wants to. He is coming off that knockout win over Max Gimenez in his UFC debut. He's taking on Denzel Freeman. And when I break down Denzel right now, I'm going to break him down without his UFC debut fight. We're doing it without his last. His last fight was atrocious. We'll talk about that in a second. We're going to break him down from the regional tape. And if that's all you saw, you said, this guy's fun, a fun heavyweight. He can knock you out. He can throw you. He can submit you. He can fight you everywhere. The highlights are impressive. He's got a powerful head kick. He's got clean boxing. If you pressure him, he doesn't care. He'll lower his level. He'll take a good old-fashioned shot. If he gets you against the cage, he's not just going to drag you to the ground like a fat heavyweight. He will push you into the cage, and then on your bounce back, you're getting shoulder thrown. He'll attempt everything from lateral drops to throws. He is a high-level wrestler. He's got very good power in his hands. But he just did absolutely fuck for shit in his UFC debut. He made more weird noises than he threw strikes. And didn't
he say afterwards, like, I don't like wrestling?
What do you mean I don't like wrestling? That was his whole life and his whole MMA career.
It's boring. It's boring. I think he was like, I didn't want to be a boring wrestler. So,
but he didn't even throw strikes. He was just like, what was the noise he was making? Yeah, it was like so fucking dumb. He didn't do anything. He didn't let his hands go. He didn't do anything. And that's what's clouding this breakdown a bit, because that's our last memory of him. That's the only memory of him inside the cage. But the reality is he is a good fighter. And I know Josh Hokit is like very good and a very good prospect. So I'm going to pick Hokit. Hokit's going to be the pick. And my gut's like, oh, Denzel sucks. My gut's wrong. My brain is correct. Denzel is a good fighter. And this might get weirdly competitive early. Because if Josh just runs forward looking for a takedown, he might not get it, because Denzel is a very, very good wrestler. If Josh stands and boxes in the pocket, the few times that Denzel threw without making a stupid noise, you could tell it was clean, it was accurate, it was powerful. Josh Hokit is the pick. I'm going to pick Josh Hokit because I think he is just literally bigger, stronger, faster. He probably hits a little harder. Wrestling-wise, I think Denzel's probably the more accomplished wrestler, but Josh is the better athlete. So I'm leaning the Josh side. I'm a little like, part of me is like, dude, 2-1 odds is a gift. He's never going to beat these odds again. And then another part of me is like, no, let's just see what happens. He knocked out a jiu-jitsu nerd. Relax. Hokit's the pick. We'll see if my confidence grows or shrinks as the week goes on. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm that Josh Hokit, that last fight, that was the most predictable. I was like, just throw a fucking right hander and knock this guy out. And that's pretty much exactly how it played out. Denzel, I was very high on going into that last fight because he should have had the wrestling advantage, and I thought he was a cleaner striker as well. So I had a lot of money on that fight. Obviously, it wasn't really a close fight, but still, that whole fight, I was like, hey, Denzel, what are we doing, buddy? Like, what are we doing? And then when he got taken down in the second round, I was like, oh no. But, that was against an very accomplished, high-level jiu-jitsu guy. He took his time and he scrambled back to his feet. If you're Josh Hokit in this fight, you have to assume that this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Like, you might come in, maybe you knock him out, right? People don't want to hear it probably, but I think you nailed it. Like, Denzel's the better striker. Like, he's the more technical striker in this fight. That doesn't mean that Hokit, they're heavyweights. It doesn't mean like Hokit can't just land a right hand and put this guy out. But if you don't respect this guy, it could get very, very interesting. Because Denzel's the better striker. And if all of a sudden Josh Hokit is trying to shoot these takedowns, and Denzel's either defending or get back to his feet, and he starts slowing down, well, then it's like an uh-oh situation, because he didn't really have a backup plan for all that wrestling, at least at this stage in his career. You mentioned the accolades and the wrestling of Denzel, more the Greco-Roman, so the body locks, the throws and stuff like that. So in just straight wrestling, like MMA, I think Josh Hokit is probably going to be the better wrestler. But Denzel knows what he's doing. He throws really, really nice kicks. And I just don't think that the take. I don't think Josh Hokit is going to get a takedown and settle. And I think that's important because if he does just kind of settle, he probably can kind of just out wrestle Denzel to positions. But if he gets too aggressive, Denzel's slipping and sliding out and back to his feet, and this fight extends. I got to go with the more tactical striker. Denzel, he didn't come in and he laid an egg, but he didn't look horrible doing it. He looked like he knew what he was doing, right?
He didn't get his ass kicked. He did nothing.
Yeah, it was just like he just did what he did, and he got the win. And honestly, in this fight, I'm going with Denzel. I think he's the better striker, and he can withstand the wrestling, if not just the jiu-jitsu too. Denzel is a guy that on his Instagram and stuff seems like to take really good pride, at least in his jiu-jitsu. Like he's doing a lot of grappling tournaments and stuff like that. So I like those type of guys. Get back to your feet and see what happens. I think it's a really close fight. Just don't get pinned back early. If Denzel's just kind of pinned back early and Josh just kind of, that's not going to be good. But I'm going to go with Denzel on a flyer. I'm not betting it, but as a pick, I'll go Denzel.
Yeah, I don't hate it. And I've just, my mouse has been hovering over betting on Josh. And I was like, yeah, just leave it. Just leave it. Like this could just get stupid and weird fast. We have the world's smallest sample size. We have a 30-second knockout and then a weird performance on the other side.
Josh comes in and just bullies this guy. Like if he just comes with pressure and Denzel just kind of backs up like this against the fence and it just turns into like, oh my God, Denzel didn't even look like he was ready. I'm definitely not going to be surprised, but I got to go Denzel to kind of withstand that. And I think he was a Marine and everything. So he's got some toughness in him.
Yeah, this will be I'm hoping this is a fun fight because Josh is all gas, no brakes. So even if Denzel wants to make the weirdo noises, he doesn't have the opportunity to just stand there and make noises. He will be in a fight within the first minute, whether he wants to be or not. 9,000 DraftKings fantasy dollars on Josh Hokit here, which means you're going to want to get your finish. And I actually think the over 1.5 might be a sneaky good line. It's just tricky because Josh comes out like absolute gangbusters. So I'm probably going to avoid this fight. I was hovering and I was considering the over 1.5 because it's plus money. And then I was like, just leave it. Just leave it. You don't have to force anything. But $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy, you're going to go ahead and need a finish from the big boy.
Yeah, I think
maybe you find one.
Yeah, and I think the big thing here with the wrestling backgrounds is if Josh Hokit gets to a point where he's a little bit too tired to wrestle legs, a lot of these wrestlers will go to the body wrestling. And even if you're just tired, the other guy's tired, you can still kind of wrestle them at the body. Against Denzel, you really shouldn't be able to do that with the background that Denzel has with that kind of Greco-Roman wrestling. So that's where I kind of worry if you get a little bit too tired to get that single or shoot that double. Now you're in those body locks. I don't know if he's muscling body lock takedowns against an experienced guy like Denzel. I don't think he should, but.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Denzel's regional tape, he literally has people against the cage and then shoulder throws. He Jap Wizards instead of just keeping you on the cage. It's called a Jap Wizard. It's the name of a move. I'm not just saying things about Asians. That's what it's called. That's the name of the move.
Happy MLK Jr. Day, by the way.
There we go.
You didn't say it back.
You don't celebrate.
The fuck I don't.
What'd you do today to celebrate?
I thought about him long and hard. Watched a little documentary.
I watched what's that? The Walk. What's that Walk movie or whatever? Selma, The Walk to Selma. What is it? Is it just Selma?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the new Stephen King movie. That was like
no. Why?
That was a terrible ass movie. I literally was like, "What the hell does that have to do with anything?"
No.
Because there was a black guy in it, but I was like, "What the fuck?" I think he's the main character, one of the main characters.
No, the famous MLK Walk movie. By the way, we want picks.com. Click become a member at the top.
What are you giggling for?
What a segue. $1.99 super chat from Tittlefits. Let's effing go Salamander. 2026 is the year of the lock of the week. Listen, funny thing is, every year is the freaking year of the lock of the week because it's such a big plus money bet. It ends up money every freaking year.
Yeah,
how many units was it up last year?
The worst. I think one of the worst years we had. We were still up money.
Yeah,
it started off so good too.
It's last year was wild, dude. The beginning of last year, the biggest underdog on like the first 6 cards won. And then it went the other way. And we had cards where only one underdog on the last year was a crazy, crazy year for fights. And my theory is that the betting lines are just getting a little wonky because there's so many more people betting. And I think we get better odds on fights now while there's other sports. And a lot of the bettors and the gamblers are focused on NFL and focused on those sports. And then as soon as all that shit's done and fights are the only thing, they're just like, yeah, I'll bet on this, knowing nothing. And that's how we end up with the -900, -1,500 favorites. We have a -1,500 favorite on this card.